Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking. I have leftover lamb from that leg of lamb. I've got a big bowl here, but I've run out of gravy, or if you wish to say drippings, but they're not drippings, they're actually gravy when you put it together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a wine gravy today to cover, so to carry that wine so we can heat that up, and I'm going to be serving this over rice. I have 2 tablespoons of butter right here. I just ran out of everything. We've been eating on this for a while. I mean, and that was only part of a leg. I mean, I had him cut it into 3 big pieces. So I still have 2 big pieces, and I have a little one down at the bottom of the foot where I'm going to use that for stocks or drippings or gravies or something. But anyway, it'll be put to use. Now while this butter's melting, bringing the flour over behind you. We're just waiting for this butter. We've been eating leftovers because I've had so many leftovers, and later on today I'm going to tell you some of the surprises that'll be coming up for next week. I have to get a few things to get it done, but I found a barbecue sauce that is done with brandy and coffee, which I'd like to bring to your attention. So I'm going to roast, get a chicken, and I'm going to quarter it. I'm going to bake it and use this sauce on it because it sounds really good. I know it's got coffee in it, so I'll be careful, eat with me with coffee, as long as it's not a whole cup. I'm only going to eat 1 piece of chicken, so I should be all right. And that is very interesting. So that's one thing I'm going to be doing, but the other ones you'll hear later on a live video. What do I use this butter for? Sometimes you can smell some of the seasonings when you use part of a stick of butter. Oh, I'm playing with the butter right now till it melts, because I have everything here that I need. I'm going to also be adding not just wine, but I'm going to be adding my bone broth as well, because I want to make sure that I cover that for us. And it's still very good. And I took the leg, the bone that was in the leg of lamb, that section, because it was a huge piece that he gave me. I was surprised. I thought he was going to come out, because usually when we go to the store, you get a leg of lamb about this big, nothing but. This was the whole, it was really the whole leg of lamb. Now I'm going to slice some garlic in here and let it start sauteing. Now I have anchovies and garlic and rosemary in the leg of lamb, so this would just be enhancing it. Do you remember? Oh, I don't know if you've seen the video. The video had 9 tablespoons of butter in it, so it was covering a lot when I was tearing it off the bone. But nothing will be wasted off this leg of lamb. So when you cook like this, you really end up using everything. You don't waste. Okay, let's give it sauteing. Let those do what they have to do. This will be a very, very simple dish to do, because we're actually using leftovers and making a new dish on top of it. actually watching the garlic. I don't want it to burn, but I do want it to turn golden. It's starting, but I just want to make sure I don't burn it, so I'm keeping a close eye on it. Now this is a roux that we're making. Remember I told you put equal amounts of flour and a fat, be it butter, oil, drippings, or whatever, or from the animal itself. And that's how you make a roux. And from the roux, we'll end up making a gravy. But instead of a milk or a water gravy this time, I want to add the wine with the other stuff. So we're going to have a wine gravy. But you have to let this flour toast first before you can do that. And if you're afraid the garlic's going to burn or something, keep it stirring and moving around while the flour is toasting. And you'll smell it when it's toasted. Oh yeah, I know. Because it's lamb, you should always use white wine or a rosé. Here's my bones that I cooked out. I mean, I really cooked them. I was able to break the ribs of the beef ribs. Those thick bones, I cracked them with my bare hands. Once I cooked it, that's how many minerals I pulled out of those bones. That's what happens when you drink a lot and you don't eat well and you end up with arthritis and old age. It's because you keep pulling the minerals out and the minerals out and the minerals out because the other organs need them. And because you give them toxic, the cells get drunk and stuff. They have to sit there and do what they can to replace it. But they can't because the food isn't prepared with those high minerals and stuff that they need. So you end up with arthritis. And your bones get brittle. Women who don't eat right and they go through menopause, in time their hips crack and all. This is because they don't have the minerals in their body anymore. That's what weakens our bones, causes arthritis. Our teeth get cavities and stuff because you're weakening. Because it's calling Peter Robin Paul, or Paul Robin Peter. In the body's got to do what it has to do, and it's going to do whatever it can. Whatever organs need it the most, they're going to take and put the ones that they need, and they'll rob from the ones that don't. Usually the bones are the ones that will suffer. Arthritis is not hereditary, it's for a diet. I hate to say it, but it is. Robbing Peter to pay Paul. That's what it is. And your body does this through your whole life. I know drinking draws minerals out. I know drugs definitely do it. And if you watch animals in the wild, they fall down cliffs and stuff, and they get up and they walk away. You know how strong their bones have to be and all? They have to be extremely strong. I gotta get some salt in here. I would have added anchovies to this, but I ran out of them. I had 3 cans. I must have used 3 cans to try to set this. But that's where our arthritis comes from. And if you get a hip replacement, I'm going to tell you exactly what they do. They sit there and cut the whole hip off, right? And it has a long, they're going to put a metal hip or whatever kind of hip material they're going to use. They put into it. They actually pour glue down the shaft. I mean, inside the bone where the bone marrow is made. And then they slam that hip in because it comes down. They have to get that into the bone. They push it into the bone and then they lock it into the hip, and then they start therapy and stuff after surgery. Now, because they pour that stuff in to the bone, that's why they like to do this to older people, because they know the bone is dying. When they pour that stuff in there, the bone is dying. So they know they've got a time frame. So they sit there and put it in and try it. They'll tell you not to do too much this heavy lifting and stuff, because they don't want you to wear it down any sooner, because sooner or later that bone is going to die. Then they're going to have to go in and remove everything, and then you walk what they call freestone hip. In other words, you have no hip. You have to walk with your muscles only, and people have to learn to walk like that. And it's all because of diet. You deteriorate the bones. Old people get dentures because didn't eat right. When they were younger and they had children, the women had children, and the men did what they did, and it finally just wore the teeth down. I have never had a cavity in my whole life. I have never broken a bone. And they're now finding out how important minerals are to the body. Diseases come because you don't have the minerals in your body. You want to stay healthy, you got to get those minerals in there. But you can't get the minerals in unless you get the nutrients in, and your digestive system is up and running. And if you take foods with preservatives, they interfere with the minerals coming in. See, it's a catch-22. Man has done it, and man is trying to cover his tracks by saying, oh, science has advanced here, 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 and here, and here. No, they're just covering up the tracks of what they've already done. Now, I'm going to let this simmer a bit. I make a pot of rice, and this is done. And that's how I make a wine gravy. And I'm not going to let it cook too long. But you notice how I poured the wine in first? You know why? I was cooking the alcohol out, and I had the flavor, and that's what I was trying to do. It wasn't that you want, let's say, you don't want the alcohol because you're going to serve this to people. You can get it in your drinks and stuff. But when you cook with liquor like this, be it wine, brandy, whatever you do, you cook the alcohol out of it and you have the flavor, so you don't have to worry about giving it to your children, having a meal like this, because they won't get any alcohol, because you're only going to get the flavor to enhance with all the other flavors that you put in this, and this is what you're striving for. So listen, I'm going to let you go. So I'm going to go make a pot of rice to go with this meal, and I'm definitely going to make a salad. As that man said, that's too healthy for me. I'm going to make one of those salads I cracked up laughing when he said it. He made my day when he said that. So I thank you, because I had tears rolling down my face. That was the first time somebody had ever said a salad was too healthy for some. I know he had me going. So listen, you take care and have a great day. As you can see, the sun hasn't even come up yet. And I've got to feed my cultures too. So take care. Bye-bye.